That would have been so sad.
It happened to me before.
No, it has happened to me too. Whole episode.
Yeah,
Gone.
just into the wind. Appreciate it, brother. Okay, let me know you're ready.
I'm ready.
You think that fan's too loud? Okay, cool.
Can't even hear it.
All right. All right. Welcome to the Perfect Show. New location. You see, we don't start growing. Got my girl Rave here.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
How you feeling? How you feeling?
I feel good. We got the Sutter Home. Where you at with the sponsorship?
Oh, ooh. I forgot my Aki 2 bottle. I'll get it by the end of the night.
Sponsored by Aki 2.
Yes, black owned. Yo, I'm excited to be here.
I'm excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
Of course, of course. Met you like probably about 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Working up at the Brave Stadium, near the Brave Stadium.
Mm-hmm.
I always thought you were cool. You know, I feel like I don't know, you just kind of have like a bubbly kind of, but like independent and like kind of driven attitude.
That's interesting. What does that mean, independent? Like, independent in the sense of what? Because when you first meet somebody, usually you don't get... I've never heard somebody say, when I first met you, I felt like you were independent.
Well, I remember you saying, like, the job we worked at was, like, your second job.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, at the time, I can't remember how old you were. But, like, I just remember for your age, I was kind of like, dang, okay. Because you had a nice place up at the Battery.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
and I was working at litigation services.
Yeah, 9 to 5. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Corporate. And so I was like, but you did it in such a manner. I don't know. You just kind of like exuded like this aura of like, and not the annoying kind of independence.
Yeah, it can definitely be.
Yeah, because that word can come with certain connotations.
Yeah. That's why I was like, explain. I'm curious because.
Yeah, but it just seemed like basically you had to shit together, you know, for that age. And I don't even, like I said, I don't remember how old you were, but I was kind of like, it just kind of stuck out to me. It just kind of made me want to be like, all right, I need to be doing something productive, you know?
Well, good. I'm glad it gave those vibes because those were the vibes I was trying to give, just period. Like, I was definitely at a point in my life where I knew what I wanted. I knew what I needed to do to get there. And I was just on that path. And it was like everything else was like non-existent. I need some of that back, actually. Some of that, you know, that youth where you just don't care and you like, it's mine, I'm gonna go get it.
Yeah.
I need some of that back because, you know, the older you get, you start losing it a little bit.
Yeah. That is true. How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
28.
Okay.
I just turned 28 in July.
Okay. You know, happy birthday.
Thanks.
Wait. So that means I know you're probably about 24. And I feel like at 25, something happens. I know they say the brain like fully develops, but something happens at 25.
Facts.
So what do you think, like, over the last 4 years, like, just since I've known you, like, what has changed as far as, like, just your approach to staying young and, like, and when I say staying young, 'cause I know we kind of talked about, like, how we're going to get to, like, talking about our goals and stuff. You know, like, you mentioned, like, that kind of innocent, like, almost like an ignorance, you know what I'm saying, that comes with being young, but it also comes with that, like, drive. Mm-hmm. So, like, what do you think, because you said you need it back, what do you think is kind of taking an edge off a little bit?
I think that the older you get and the more the world kind of gets to you,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna start to, you know, certain things are gonna kind of eat away at you. It might eat away at your confidence. It might eat away at your livelihood, your personality. And so you just have to, when you're young, it's like you don't care. It's like, I'm gonna get it. This is what I want. Who's gonna stop me? And as you get older, things start stopping you. So then you start thinking about, this could stop me, you know, money can stop me. The fact that, you know, I, you know, need to still be able to take care of myself while going after my art is a real thing. I don't want to be that. I think that was my thing, was I didn't want to be a struggling artist. I like my lifestyle. And it's like
Right.
certain things I want to do. I don't want to live in a car. I don't want to not have a car. So
Yeah.
it's certain things that I had to maintain still while doing my craft. And sometimes you're so worried about trying to maintain your lifestyle that you kind of fall short of doing the things that you need to do to make it to where you don't have to work for anybody else.
That is very real. That balance.
Yeah.
Yo. So I know one of your creative outlets, I don't even want to say your only, but like it's podcasting. Can you kind of talk about that? Like,
Yeah, so I am one of two on a podcast called Ray and Chaz Podcast. Check us out.
Nice.
Everywhere you listen to your podcast. And our podcast is just about everything. It's me and my best friend. We talk about relationships. We talk about love, money, friendship. We talk about everything. And we talk about it like the nitty gritty, the ugly. Some of the stuff we say, people be listening like, did y'all really just say that? So we talk about everything. And that's why I love it, because it's super relatable. Like, people will listen to it and they'll DM us and be like, I didn't think anybody else thought like this, or I didn't think anybody else went through this. So it's super relatable.
okay. What's the name of it?
Ray and Chaz Podcast.
Okay. Check that out. So what kind of drove you to podcasting? Because I feel like you're one of the people, honestly, because y'all were doing this before the pandemic, right?
We started during the pandemic, I think. Yeah, we started during the pandemic.
Okay, yeah. So y'all are like 2 years going on your third year. So I feel like you're one of the people, because podcasting, and I can even, speaking for myself, I feel like it's kind of become like,
The new thing.
yeah, it's almost like how a lot of people are rapping, especially in Atlanta. It's like podcasting seems to be a new thing. But you, in my eyes, like you were kind of on it like before it was like the thing to do. So like, what drove you to it? You know what I'm saying? Because yours seems very genuine.
A couple things drove me to it. So first of all, I was bored. I was tired of just having those conversations with my best friend and us sitting there saying, somebody else needs to hear this. Like, somebody needs to hear this. That was a lot of the reason why we started it, because we would be talking about certain subjects and we would be like, are you serious? Like, I know somebody else has this opinion, or why do they have this opinion? Like, I need to know. Like, it was either we thought completely, like, had a super radical idea, or we were fighting for something.
Okay.
And I feel like that needed to be heard. So it was like, why not? We honestly weren't thinking about money. We weren't thinking about anything like that. We just wanted to get our conversation out there and see what people thought about it.
Okay.
I play devil's advocate a lot on my podcast. So I love to hear what people think about what I'm saying, because in a lot of ways I take the perspective that people would not normally think that I'm going to take. And then people hear it and they're like, oh, I never thought about it like that.
I think that's important. Like, because I feel like when I started this, I was assuming I would agree with everyone. And like I was telling you earlier, I had a conversation literally 4 days ago where we did not agree. I mean, we did not agree at all on a certain point for about 30 minutes. But, and at first, like initially, just being honest, like I kind of had like, I was almost like self-conscious about it, because I'm like, damn, like, well, because we weren't like arguing or anything, but it just got like, it was a good, passionate like disagreement. And so initially, like, I feel like it kind of hit like my moral compass or something, because I just walked away like, damn, like I try my hardest not to like disagree.
Offend anybody.
Yeah, exactly. I try my hardest not to offend anybody. And I think when I went back and listened to it, I realized like basically what you were saying, like the importance of having a devil's advocate, because like basically anybody who doesn't agree with you is playing devil's advocate to your perspective.
Correct.
And so I was listening and I'm like, this was very important. So like, what do you think are you that way in real life? Like,
yeah,
okay.
Facts. I am that way in real life. Like, people absolutely hate asking me stuff because I'm probably yeah. I'm gonna probably give you the answer that you really wanted to do in your head,
Right.
but you was hoping that I was gonna convince you not to. I'm gonna give you that answer. Like I definitely play devil's advocate in my life because I feel like we want so much for people to be perfect or to know clean, cut, and dry what's right and what's wrong. And life is not like that. It's something that can be morally wrong to you, but there's always a why behind it. And what if that why behind it is not bad? You know, what if you can understand why the person said what they said because maybe they went through something different in their life that you didn't go through and it's making them feel like this. So I feel like devil's advocate is important, especially when podcasting, because all a podcast is a discussion. And if we agree with the same things, then that's boring.
No, that's true.
Yeah, like it's like what are we having a discussion for if we all agree?
That's true. That's true. So are there like any podcasts you listen to? Because when I think about podcasts, to me like not the premiere, but like I just think Breakfast Club.
No, so I actually listen to a lot of podcasts. My friends hate me because they get in my car and I'm playing like Crime Junkies, which is a true crime podcast. Shout out to Crime Junkies.
I think I've heard of that.
I like Dateline's podcast. I love Amanda Seals' podcast. Hers is super dope. She loves to play devil's advocate too. I listen to B. Simone and her best friend's podcast. I like Sadiddy Des's podcast, Beyond the Chair. So I listen to a lot of podcasts.
Okay.
And I love the discussion because sometimes it's like I have my days where I want to do music. I have to be in a certain mood. And then sometimes I don't want to hear music. Sometimes I want to hear something that's going to make me feel something. Thought-provoking. It's going to maybe give me a little motivation. Maybe I was lacking motivation that day.
Okay. You ever listen to Steve Harvey's morning show? Mm-hmm. Because I've found recently, like, I don't listen to the radio a lot, of course, because of Bluetooth and shit, but he has a very good show.
Yeah,
like,
he does.
and he's very inspirational. And so I was thinking to myself the other day, I'm like, what's the difference between a radio show and a podcast? It's almost like there really is no difference.
Yeah, it's really no difference. I think the only difference is radio is controlled a lot by the corporate aspects. So, for example, I wanted to be in radio so bad. Like, I, went to school for it, all of that. But when you think about the things that you really can't say on radio shows, you really really go all the way there. And then you got your music breaks. Then you can't ask certain things to certain guests. And it's really politically controlled by the business side of it. Podcasting is not. You can talk about what you want to talk about. You can curse. You can, do all of that. You can be who you are. And that's why I lean more towards podcast than radio.
I feel you. Almost like you cut out that corporate aspect.
Yeah, that middleman is like, I can get straight to it. And my sponsorships go straight to me. I'm not, people not paying for sponsorships to go to a company or a business. It's coming to my business.
True.
And I think that's where the world is moving to is people are tired of working for other people. It's time to build our own stuff and get some people working for us.
Yeah. I agree. And that's why I know you brought up Anchor, that you use the Anchor platform, me as well. And it's really a blessing because sometimes like I'll get on Spotify and I'll go to my I'll go to my podcast, The Perfect Show, and I'll scroll and I'm like, it's crazy. I really have like a podcast, like with episodes,
And you can see your demographics. Like I love going on there and seeing the demographics and seeing like what age groups listen and where they're coming from. We literally have listeners in like England and stuff, and I'm like, what? Who is listening to us? It's crazy. So it's pretty cool. And you get paid sponsorships on there too.
Yeah, I'm trying to get there because I've most of my. I don't think a lot of people know I'm on Spotify and shit. So all my plays be me. Like most of my episodes
You're so funny.
are 2 plays. Like me listen to it to go home and edit. But I do like the demographics part because I just discovered that aspect on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And YouTube breaks down like age, country, which video is watched the most,
Yep.
like the exact average watch time, and it's like it really kind of gives you a very. It makes us all entrepreneurs if we want to be.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of like what you were alluding to. Like, I think that's my favorite part of like the world right now is that though there's a side of it like on Instagram and stuff where people can get the flex and in Atlanta, I feel like we see it every
All the
day.
time. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why it's like celebrities is not. People used to come and be like, I saw T.I. at the mall. I'm like, T.I.'s there all the time.
Right. Yeah. I saw Tiny in Target.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I love that like now you can control your destiny to a degree.
Yeah, facts.
So kind of going off that point, like what's like deeper than podcasting, like, cause I know when we were like setting up this discussion, you were kind of talking about how you want to talk about like your dreams and passions and like how it's important to like stay true to yourself because no one else has your vision. So like, can you kind of speak on that? Cause I don't want to get to talking for you.
Yeah, no. So I think what I was saying with that is we all get something, a vision, a passion or something. And you're looking around for people to kind of help you create this, or you're saying to them, this could be such a good idea, or this could be such a good business to start. And you're assuming that just because they agree that they're willing to care about it as much as you care about it and put in as much work as you put in. And I think the thing is I'm learning even with my podcast, and like I told you, my best friend, we both were interested in the podcast, but we were interested for different reasons. And we have kind of different goals to kind of make it happen, or we see two different end goals. And so that's not necessarily a bad thing, but I had to realize that my passion was not her passion. And so the things that you want to do, you have to do them. You have to figure out, and the team will come later on. People have to just see you doing stuff. And once they see you doing it, then they're like, oh, okay, I want to work with this person, or, let me be a part of that. But until then, I've learned that you just kind of have to really step out on faith and do it yourself. And that can be hard.
Yeah.
That can be scary.
Yeah.
But it's important because it might not have been meant for that other person. You know what I'm saying? It might just be meant for you. If you had that vision in your head, that vision, God might have given you that vision and said, this is what you need to do.
Yeah.
And you just have to kind of accept that. So I'm in the place in my life now where I'm accepting that. And I'm moving by myself in certain aspects of my life. And that's okay.
Yeah.
At first, I was really, really hesitant because I'm like, but who, do they want to just see me? Or, and then I had to realize, yeah, because you're the one getting the opportunities. You're the one, you clearly have something to say and something that people care about.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm doing now. I'm moving with purpose, and sometimes if I have to move on my own, I'm moving on my own, and we getting it done.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah. I mean, just like you with this podcast, you might found a host or something and you're like, oh, we got good chemistry. You need to do it, with me. But they might be late, or they might have days where they don't show up, or they might have days where they don't want to film.
Yeah.
And that can be frustrating because it's like, why are you not seeing that this is something that has to be done? And that's because it has to be done for you, because it's something that feeds your soul. But if it's not feeding the other person's soul, that's not their fault. It's just not what it is. So you just have to kind of move forward and do your own thing.
That's some real shit. That's so. So how do you like? So how do you handle? Because I know you mentioned y'all are best friends.
Mm-hmm.
So like, how do you handle like communicating that? Because I feel like when I just think about like popular groups, just music groups, for example, from the past. You know, when I was younger, I never understood like why they broke up. You know, I can just think of countless groups who are broken up. B2K, why'd y'all break up?
And you know, a lot of those groups don't start as friends for real. A lot of those groups are put together.
That's very true.
So it's also one of those things where it's like, of course, if we didn't have a basis, then it's gonna get to a point where it's like, nigga, you're on my nerves, out of here. And for us, we've been best friends since ninth grade. So it's certain things that, and we're 28 now. It's certain things that we're not gonna allow to go on, you know.
Yeah.
It's certain things that I'm gonna say, you know what, I ain't heard from her in a day, 2 days, and we usually talk every day. What's this bitch got going on? Let me call her.
Right.
You know, like, it's just certain things that we're gonna talk about, and we have that open communication to say, I don't like when you did this, or, you know, I felt some type of way. And we don't really have arguments or disagreements much because we have such an understanding of who each other is. She's a Gemini.
Same.
Gemini, oh God.
Oh yeah.
Geminis are a piece of work. You know, I don't know about well, first of all, my brother is a Gemini, so I do know about male Geminis, but women Geminis love to like go under a rock and hide sometimes. And they will literally hibernate for, it can be weeks sometimes.
Hey, figure shit out, man.
And it's like, you know, but I know her now. So I know that when she's going through things, sometimes she likes to be in her little corner. And so it's an understanding. She knows I'm a Leo. So I'm pretty much always the same person. You're probably going to get the same person every time you meet me. And that's just what it is. So she knows, okay, Raven done got up, she calling me, she ready to chat. You know, it's right. You know, she knows. So I think that is a huge thing, is having a good basis. And if they're your real friend, you should be able to talk to them about anything. That's the problem, is a lot of friendships these days are surface level friendships. Is I'm going out with this bitch because we both look good and we can get a section when we go to the club. Or, you know, right. I'm going out with her because, you know, she's a fun girl and I know she knows this person and that person. That's what a lot of it is based off of these days. Whereas we have a true friendship. Our parents are friends.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like it's our family knows each other. It's that type of thing. So it's not, the podcast is never going to get in between that. Okay.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. 1 sec. Let me. Of course, we'll edit this out. Mm-hmm. Oh no. I'm gonna put the same. I'm gonna put your mic on a. You think I can put it on that? Raise it up.
You can't hear me?
No. I can. I just want to make. I just want to see if there's a difference. You put it on. Cause I can hear the fucking fan, but maybe I'm tripping.
Yeah, cause you look like you tripping.
You tripping? Well, I'm also. This one be sneaking up, man.
Cause I'm looking over at you and you look. I'm a little sis.
Oh yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, it is hard though.
Okay, is that better?
Yeah.
You need another box?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
You said we had 25 minutes?
Yeah. Okay. You need a Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, hold on. Let me close the door. That's good so far. How you feeling?
I feel good.
You do this. I keep forgetting.
I'm ready for the juicy.
Oh yeah, we gotta. That was a quick 25 minutes.
Mm-hmm. That's what I said. What? 25 minutes? That's gonna be stuck in my head all I was out fucking them girls. Oh,
Okay.
I've been wanting to do that for a minute.
Oh, we're gonna keep that on.
No.
Okay. All right. So, part 2. Had to take a little audio break. So, you've been singing this song by Division.
Yes.
What's it called?
If I get caught cheating, that don't mean I don't love you.
Okay. So you you came here. We talked about it for a little bit outside, but I know you want to have a discussion on this, and I want to hear what you want to discuss because hearing what you had to say has me wanting to discuss things. So, but ladies first.
Okay, so the reason I wanted to discuss this is because all the other women are like, what? What does that mean? And yes, it does mean that you don't love me. And I don't know. Maybe this is another me playing devil's advocate, but I feel like love and respect is two different things. I can still love you, and maybe at this moment, I wasn't respecting you.
Okay. We'll go ahead and, for the people who haven't
Okay, so
heard
this
song.
is a song by DVSN. And it's called If I Get Caught Cheating. And it's been like, everybody's been talking about this song. Everybody. And mostly because women are outraged. Because they're like, what? If you get caught cheat, what? Because they're equating, okay, if you cheat, you can't love me. Do you think that that's true? Like, if somebody cheats on you, first of all, I think, too, we expect so much. I feel like obviously nobody wants to be cheated on, and no, you don't want people to just think that that's okay, because it's not.
Right.
But I feel like we hold people to such a standard that is just not going with the day and age we're in.
I feel you.
It's like, what are we? I don't know. It's one of those things where I can love someone, but maybe they're in a period of time where I'm feeling like they're not loving me properly. So maybe I step out once and I'm never trying to do it again. Or maybe it wasn't even a pre-thought. And I've never done this before. Let me just say, I love to play devil's advocate. So I've never done this before, but I'm assuming that, and I know people that have been in situations where it's like the flesh is weak. We all know this. Jesus knows this.
Hey.
So, so it's one of those things where it's like, if this person does this and they feel super terrible about it, and they tell you, that's the difference. I think men are just doing it and not telling. So it's like, women are like, you got caught. You didn't tell me. If I get caught cheating.
Okay.
Whereas men really think that women, we be saying that we want the truth, but we really don't. We do. I can respect you as a man so much more if you just tell me the truth. I might be pissed the fuck off, and I got a reason, and I can be pissed off. But that doesn't mean that I literally might come back to you because you told me the truth. Because now I feel like it wasn't something that you did to hurt me. You know what I'm saying? Or it wasn't something that was a forethought. If you were to come running to me and tell me, I fucked up. This happened. We were in this situation and this is how it happened. I feel like a lot of women would be like, damn, nigga, you did that shit. And they gonna be mad for a while, but they probably gonna stay with you. Whereas if you get caught, then it's like, no, you trying to play me. That's two different things.
Wow.
Yeah. Whereas people really think honesty don't get you nowhere, it really does. Because we have women have these conversations all the time. Like, I could respect that nigga, and it might actually turn me on if he like, this is what I did.
For real?
Yeah.
So okay, so
Not turn me on where I'm gonna be like,
right.
You telling me, and I'm gonna be like, oh, let me give it to you. No.
Right.
But later on, I'm gonna think about that shit and be like, that nigga did tell me straight up.
Wow. So I was not expecting.
Yeah.
So would you say then? Do you think it does it almost like hinder a man, like a good dude, like a faithful dude, like in a sense of like, do you almost have suspicion if a guy's like really faithful? You know what I'm saying?
I think that's I think that is a person by person thing.
Okay.
Because I'm not a suspicious. I'm very naive when it comes to certain things. Like, if I don't see it, I'm not thinking about it. So, and I haven't dealt with cheaters in the past. Like, I just got out of a 6-year relationship. There was no infidelity in that situation.
Wow.
Everything was very open, very honest. Phones, we got them, each other's phones, things like that. So, I don't know. I think that women are gonna do to their next nigga what they feel like their previous nigga was doing. So if the previous nigga was cheating and stuff, they're gonna come into their next relationship with one eye open. I think that's the same for men too, though. If you were dealing with a female in your previous relationship that was cheating on you, she was just wild and you just found all type of shit in her phone. When you meet the next woman, you're going to automatically assume, especially if she's pretty, if she's this, that, and the third, that she got a lot of niggas hitting her phone and she out and about. If she going out with her friends, yeah, let me see that phone when you get back. You will. Will you not?
I can see that.
Yeah, exactly. Let's be honest.
So, how do you feel about going through phones? Did you, if you don't mind me asking, did you and your ex, did y'all go through each other's phone?
Yeah.
Okay.
We definitely did. I think that that's just another way to make your significant other feel comfortable.
Okay.
And if you're not hiding anything, what's the issue?
So, if at any point you had said, or I don't even know how y'all went about it, but if at any point if he had denied access to his phone,
I'm going to automatically assume that there's something in there. And when you go to sleep, I'm going to go through it. Just be 100. I'm going to just be 100. I'm going to go through it when you go to sleep because now you're saying no. And sometimes, first of all, I probably don't even, because I'm not one to just be like, let me see your phone. I want to go through your phone. I might literally, like, if it's something, maybe my phone's dead and I pick up your phone and I go on the internet, I'm never going to just go through your messages unless you give me a reason to feel some type of way. So if you're saying no to me going through your phone or me using your phone, I'm going to automatically assume, well, why? Something's up because you let me do it the other day, or, you didn't have a problem with it before, or why you got an issue with it now?
I feel you.
So question, if you had a girlfriend and let's say you don't really care to go through her phone, but she wants to go through your phone, do you feel like, okay, I'm going to give her my phone, but I got to go through your phone? Or are you okay with saying, I don't want your phone, but here, you can go through my phone?
My pride right now wants to say I would be like, take my phone and I don't want to go through your phone because I believe in, I'm like you, like I like access, but I don't want to just go looking. Mm-hmm. But if you go looking, I'm probably going to want to go looking just because then my thought process is going to be, well, what triggered you wanting to go look? Not that there's anything, and like I said, because I don't have anything to hide. So it's like, all right, well, if you want to go looking,
then you must have something that you're trying to hide, which is so weird to me. I never understand that. I guess, I don't know. I feel like that's not always the case for women. Women go through so much with so many different men that I don't feel like if she wants to go through your phone, that doesn't necessarily mean she has something to hide in her phone. It's just you gave me a reason to feel like I need to check your phone.
Okay, so here's my question on that. So if a woman feels like there's a reason, what if I feel like, hold on, let me phrase this. Mm-hmm. I'm sticking up for a lot of men right here. so let me phrase it properly. So
Look,
what if as, from the male standpoint, I feel like the reason wasn't warranted?
I feel like still it's just a phone. So if you don't have anything to hide, who cares if it's warranted or not?
That's valid.
Yeah.
So how long do you, and of course you, like, relationship is, it's individual, case by case, but like at what point do you think like people should start, not should, but like, well, at what point do you feel comfortable kind of like giving people access, like,
To my phone?
yeah?
I mean, I feel like we have to be in a relationship. Like, we have to be in a committed relationship. We're just in a talking stage. Fuck you. You not getting my phone? No.
I feel you.
But if we're in a relationship, then it's that point where we have to, especially I feel like living in Atlanta, there's so much temptation, especially for men. So I feel like to make your significant other comfortable, why is that so difficult?
True.
And then I also feel like if you really, really strongly feel like you can't trust your man, you don't need to be with that man.
I'm a firm believer in that.
Yeah, because who has time for that? I can't be trying to run my business and yours. Like, I can't. I have too many things to do, too many things on my brain to even take seconds out of my time to be worried about who, are you at the house? It's some women who be checking GPSs, who, look at mileage. It's some women who do sniff tests.
Wait, what's a sniff test?
A sniff test.
The
like
internet
when they
needs this.
man come back home and they tell them to drop them and they sniff.
This is happening, America?
This is happening. This is happening. And I feel like if you have to go that far,
Yeah.
then you don't need
Yeah.
to be with that person. Because
Yeah.
what?
Yeah. They belong to the streets, as they say. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
When I heard that and I was like, so you really telling your man to, when he goes out with his homeboys and he comes back in, you really sniffing down there to see if you smell sex? I just feel like that's too extreme. If I gotta do all of that, you're not for me.
Okay, so you just made me think about something else. Well, kind of like going back to the Division song. So, because I agree with you that, like, if someone cheats on you, that doesn't mean they don't love you.
Now, if
mistakes.
they keep cheating,
That was my. What about twice? What? Because twice is now, to me, 2 times is all right. We're
yeah. Facts.
You murder 2 people. You might be a
then
killer.
you're a killer. Yeah,
you might be a killer.
No, that's totally facts. I feel like if you do it once, there can be some comeback in that. But more than once, no. You out here now. 2, I'm gonna talk about this. It depends on how long you're with that person. I feel like if y'all done been together 50 years, y'all need to look at somebody else other than your ass.
Really?
Maybe once or twice in my lifetime. And that's where I feel like we don't give each other grace because we are humans. I can only imagine, obviously I'm not married and stuff, but I can only imagine being married to somebody for 20 years, 30 years. I can see how maybe things can die down. Your sex life can die down. Your excitement maybe die down. And sometimes maybe you might go out and somebody sparks a little something in you that you thought had died. I don't know,
No, I feel you, because to kind of bring sports into this, because I think that mindset like translates over a lot of, it's kind of like, I always think about how Michael Jordan, retired from basketball at his peak. Mm-hmm. He had won 3 straight championships, and then I mean, his father passed away, but like
Mm-hmm.
he ends up going to play baseball, and it's like from the outside looking in, it's like, bro, like
Why would you do that?
yeah, but like you were saying, I sometimes over time, and then especially
You
like
conquer one thing.
yeah,
Yeah,
the conquering of
conquer.
goals,
Yeah,
yes,
you feel like you've conquered this, you've mastered this, and the new is exciting. And that's why I say we are humans, because after a while, something is not gonna be as exciting as it was before. That's just period.
that's so.
Your mind fucked right now.
Well, yeah,
You're like,
because I'm thinking about my parents. You know,
how are your parents are still married, right?
my parents been married for 30. It'll be 33 years in September.
That's a long time.
That's a long time, and now I'm thinking the worst.
Now you're thinking what to think.
Well, because I do feel like as I've gotten older, like, and I can't remember if I said this on camera or off camera, like that my mind is just kind of shifted. Well, yeah, I said this off camera. My mind is kind of shifted on just like I basically feel like everything in life isn't as la la land. You know, like
Facts.
bringing up sports. You know, when I was younger, I thought everybody just loved the game. No, these niggas, when there's money involved, it's not about
Yeah,
sports.
it stops being a love for it. I feel like after college, and it becomes a
yep.
survival thing.
Yes, and with every aspect of life. And so even with love, it's like, it's funny you said survival, because it's almost like I view marriage now and just partnership for real, like because you're 28, I'm 31. We're at the age now where it's like, like niggas ain't really trying to waste time. I think that's the biggest thing. People just don't want to waste time. And so it's like, what's like your outlook on the future of like our generation, and like I'll just say the TikTok generation, like on, because
As far as marriage,
yeah, because it has always been that human nature to want to like venture out, but now we have tools like in our hand, like it, you know what I'm saying? Like, what do you think it's gonna look like?
that's so true. But you know what's so funny is if you look at the census, the marriage rates and the successfulness of marriages is gone up
So interesting.
tremendously for our generation. So more people are getting married and more people are staying married. And I think that that's more so because people are seeing where the world is going. And when we went through COVID and niggas was shut down and we had to be in the house, that made a lot of the little players and the folks who was for the streets, they was like, oh, hell no, I need to find me somebody to be laid up in this house with in quarantine.
Yeah.
So I think too, where the world is going, and it's so much that's so unknown and we're so unsure about so many different things, that people are looking for life partners. And I think people criticize Jada and Will Smith a lot because they have decided to stick in life together, whether they are sexual with each other, because first of all, we know Jada had her thing and Will has his thing.
Yeah.
Will Smith had a little girlfriend for a long time.
Yeah,
while they were, married.
It's so crazy. Before the entanglement period 2 years ago, it was almost like we all used to, as a society, like understand
Idolize.
that they were like poly, basically. And then it became a problem. I didn't understand that, but I ain't say nothing.
Yeah, I feel like we all knew what was going on in that household, but I think that people are so confused by that decision that they try to nitpick and find different things. They have decided we understand each other, good, the bad, the ugly, the disrespectful. We understand each other. We have kids together. We have learned how to deal with life together. So let's move together. Whether you have your little, fling, your little side piece, your little whatever, when it comes down to it, this is what we're doing. Now, where I don't understand that is, when does it become too much?
Right.
When does your entanglement start to feed into your life partnership. And what if you decide, I don't want to do life with this person anymore. I want to do life with this person. So I think that it's really based on the person individually, because could I ever do that?
That was my next.
Probably
my
not.
next question.
You know, if actually, now that I think about it, I probably could do life with somebody and still have my little.
You really?
If we agreed to that, like if we agreed to that, I probably could, because I could see myself being like Jada when I get older. Want me a little young New Orleans whippersnapper. I could see myself.
But do you think if you were madly in love with a dude, do you think
that you could do that?
She's
not madly. I don't think that's even a big question about being madly in love. She loves him. She's not in love. I feel like the in love part comes when I want to live with you, grow with you, and have sex with you. If I don't want to do all of that, I just love you. I can't be in love with somebody that I don't want to be intimate with. How does that work? Can you be with somebody that you're not in love with, or that you don't necessarily want to be intimate with? Could you be that person's life partner?
Like me personally?
Yeah.
No. Cause I'm big on emotion. Mm-hmm. You know, I love the power of emotion. Like I like crying. I like like the, because it's something about that release. And so
Facts.
I'm
Definitely.
so big on emotion that like I couldn't be with somebody that like doesn't like me.
You're talking about doesn't like. Yeah, I feel like it's getting embarrassing now.
Yeah,
it's at this point where it's like
it would hurt my pride.
Embarrassing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because even the way that she handled after the Oscars, the way that she handled that, this man on a night that was supposed to be his biggest night in history, ruined it knowingly and got up there and defended your honor, and you got off stage basically saying I didn't tell him to do that. Whether I told him to do it or not, I'm going to stick beside him. You know, I'm going to be standing up in the audience like, yeah, and y'all going to give him his award too. Period. But instead you got off stage and you made him look even crazier than he already looked.
Yeah, it's almost like he stuck his neck out and
it got chopped off.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
So, seeing that example of love, have you did you get a chance to watch or listen to the Lauren London
interview?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, I did not.
I totally agree.
But I wanted to ask you because I saw about a 3-minute clip, and it was like that 3-minute clip. She was kind of talking about just
love, being selfish and being in ego and
and not owning your partner. Like, how do you feel about that since watching? Not even saying that your mind wasn't there before, but like,
I agree, because that's exactly what I said in the aspect of we don't give each other grace. I'm a human, you're a human. We can be with each other, but I don't know what goes through your head. I don't know what you maybe have gone through before me that you maybe not sharing with me. So I feel like in the way that we love, I agree with her. It's a lot of ego in it, because it's a lot of, he did this to me. He don't love me. He trying to play me. You know, it's a lot of, who do you think I am? And it's not a lot of understanding. And I think that true love comes from a lot of understanding. And the love that we experience it's not deep love. It is surface level love. It's what I see, what I get, what I'm shown on social media. You know, who I perceive you to be is who I want you to be when I get with you. That's what it is these days. And it may not be like that. Your favorite Instagram models that you look at right now, I know of so many of them who don't have a pot to piss in. And you wouldn't know. You wouldn't know because of what they're showing. And then you get with them and you like, this is not what I perceived you to be. I don't want this. Like, show me what I came for. And so then you fall in love with who you think they are instead of who they actually are. And then you got some women who you see them and you think, oh, they're, they about to be this, they about to be that. And then you meet them and they're super chill, super, homebodies, things like that. And you like, but this ain't what I saw. Like, this is not what I signed up for. So I think that we show people such a facade that it's hard to love people for who they are because we don't know who anybody is. We literally don't know who anybody is. All I know is what you show me on social media.
You got me thinking about the part when you just said you can be with somebody and you not even know what's going on through their mind. So like, how much?
I could literally be sitting with a nigga who I've maybe been with like for a super long time, and a girl could be sitting with him and saying, I love this nigga because he's, he make good money. He's a good nigga, but his dick whack. You might never know that because of the facade that I'm putting on for you. So it's like you never really know what people are thinking. So you have to. The honesty, that's where the honesty comes in. That's where the good, the bad, the ugly comes in, because I need to let you know what I'm thinking so you don't have to assume it. And so you don't have to go out here and make yourself look crazy. Because you're running after a dream. And that's how people get sold dreams. It's like, I didn't sell that to you. That's what you saw. And that's what you subscribe to.
Right.
But I'm giving you me. When you actually meet me in person, I'm giving you me. Just because what you saw is not what you getting, that's not my fault. That's your fault. Or is it? Right. Or is it my fault? Because, are you asking the right questions? People don't ask the right questions when they're trying to get into relationships. What is your, do you talk to your mom? I feel like that's super important when women are dealing with men. You try to wonder why they treat you like this, or they automatically assume this and they have this tone. How does he treat his mom? Does he have siblings, or is he the only child? That's important, because that's how you maneuver through the world. Females too. If you're an only child, that can say a lot about how you maneuver through the world. That can say a lot about how you maneuver by yourself, because you're used to being by yourself. You're not used to nobody being in your space. You're not used to sharing.
Damn.
Yeah, it's deeper than people just saying, oh, this person looks good. They look good. Let me check it off. They look good. They make good money. They independent. They got their own house, their own car. But what's underneath that? Because how are they going to treat you?
So is there like a checklist, like for you personally, that you go through, or it like in your head of like, not even necessarily in any particular order, but like, is there a checklist for like, because you mentioned like how a guy treats his mom. Mm-hmm.
I think there is I think everybody has a checklist. I feel like when you start seeing red flags, you like, this is not for me. This could potentially be an issue. So yeah, when I chill with people, I definitely have little things in my head where I'm like, I noticed how he said that, or I noticed when he picked up the phone. You see it say mama, but when he picked up the phone, his tone was real like rude, or, I noticed details. I noticed how you, keep your place. Are you a cleanly person?
Right.
Like, do you pride yourself on appearance? Are you just a respectful person? Do you still have chivalry? Like, is there something in you that still says, this is a woman, I am a man, and we still do have certain roles to play? Because nowadays the roles is mixed. The roles are mixed. Is women taking care of men? Is men wanting 50-50? It's a lot of roommate situations going on out here.
Oh yeah.
So it's like,
gotta pay that rent.
Yeah, it's like, what do we do? So it's a lot of things that you just have to say, like, okay, well, how do you think that your woman is supposed to maneuver? And I can tell you if that works for me or not. And if it don't work for me, then I'm out. And that don't mean nothing's wrong with it. It's just, you know what works for you, and I know what works for me.
That was well put.
Yeah, because
So-
it don't have to be no beef. I think that's the problem too. It doesn't have to be any beef. It's just let me know up front. And what's crazy is men that still let women know up front usually still get the pussy. I'm not saying for me, but I'm saying, I'm saying just period. Like, what's crazy is a lot of women like that bad boy type of, girl, he told me, bitch, shut up. Like, I be
Right.
hearing that. Like, it's a lot of women who like that bad boy type of mentality. So niggas don't understand that if you just be open and honest, you'll probably have a better opportunity, a better chance to have longevity in that situation.
So you think they're like, because this is like kind of the second time you said this. So like, so you think honesty like gives off a certain, like raw honesty gives off like a, almost like a, is that, do you consider that like the most manly trait? Honesty? What do you consider the most manly trait?
I don't think honesty. I think honesty is just the best trait in a person. Period. Whether it's a female or a male, I think that's just the best trait. And yeah, I just think with men, it tells you that they're owning who they are, and they're self-aware. And I like people that are self-aware. That's fine if you ain't shit, but know that you ain't shit. It's okay if you not shit, but I need you to say, girl, I ain't shit. I'm gonna let you know now. I'm trying to fuck. Just tell people up front what you are wanting and what you're expecting from it. That's just like, the video where the girl had gone out of town to see the dude or whatever.
I saw that,
and
boy.
he left her or whatever. And it's like, my thing with the female is, you had to have known. There had to be a previous conversation before you got there that kind of let you know where his head was at. And even if it wasn't, that should still be in your forethought that he might want this from me. He's doing X, Y, and Z. He might want this from me. So just in case, let me make sure I got my own transportation. I got my own means of X, Y, and Z, because just in case I don't want to give this up to this guy, I need to be able to take care of me. I'm not dependent on no nigga to drop me back off at the airport after I done told his ass I'm not giving him.
Yeah, I thought the wild part of that video was, I was like, if this nigga's really an asshole, he really doesn't have to take her. But yeah, but I'm not saying that. I don't think it's her fault, but
yeah,
I
and
feel
he should, because you brought her out here. You should
Yeah.
make sure she gets home safe. That's just a real nigga.
Yeah.
But at the same time, as a real bitch, I'm not going out of fucking town
Yeah.
with none of my shit. No money, no, like, who's doing that? That shows a lot about you, because it would have been player had you been like, bye nigga.
Yeah.
Cars pulling up, my Airbnb's booked, out of here, still enjoying my vacation. That's what would have been player. But you had to have this nigga drop you back off at the airport for you to go back home.
Yeah.
I need you to have a plan B.
Yeah.
I need you to have a plan B.
That was my one thought. I'm like, damn, I wish she could have I wish this argument could have been her getting into the Uber, but her still having. But yeah, so I have questions about that. I'm gonna stop the recording just to split the files, and yeah. We ain't doing that. Okay, that was a good hour.
Whew, I'm hot.
For real? You need some water?
No, I need some air. But it's okay. We almost done.
Oh yeah, let me know if you need to go soon.
What time is it?
Let me see.
Oh, yeah, it's 9. I got another 15 that I can do.
How you feeling so far?
I feel good. You look like you stuck. Oh no!
Since everything in here is so weird, but I am excited that we're doing this like different view. Okay.
Woo!
Before I fuck something up,
I know.
we can just stay on. I mean, but we can take a break. Oh, we don't have to take a break. We can keep going.
Yeah, let's keep going.
Okay.
like, I don't know if it's the one or the L.
Yeah, I'm getting low. I was sweating. Them first 15 minutes.
They gonna look at us on the recording and be like, are they hot or not?
Okay.
It's still recording.
Okay, we on. Okay, so back to staying on relationships, cause I still got hella questions. Hold on, let me turn this down. Okay. Seeing if I can see a difference. It was 2 questions I had.
Lost them.
I did. What else did we say we were going to discuss?
What else did we say we were gonna discuss?
Did you FAMU?
Oh,
Your
no,
time
college.
Your time at the HBCU?
Yeah, but it wasn't at HBCU. It was actually a private Catholic school.
We can talk about that if you want. Okay. Back at it.
We're back.
So, you told me you went to a private Catholic high school, college.
And I am not Catholic, but I got a scholarship, so I went. And it's in Miami, so who doesn't want to do that?
Right.
Wild
Can you tell me about that time?
Wild times. All I'm going to say is I do not recommend, for all of my young listeners out there, I don't recommend going to Miami for college. I do not.
Why not?
I was never in class. I would wake up and I would get dressed for class. But then I would go outside and I'd be like, it's such a beautiful day.
Is it really like that in Miami? Like, is that nice? I've never been to Miami.
It's that nice. I had been to Miami previously before I moved out there. And I was always like, this is like some real whatever. But living out there and waking up to it every day, I was like, it's beautiful. It's always so much to do. I don't want to go to class. And that has never been me. I've always, like I said, I got a scholarship out there. So I've always been very like studious and into my, studies and stuff. But Miami was something else. I made a lot of money in Miami.
Word.
People think that Atlanta is scam city. Miami is.
It's worse than here? Because here, I've never seen anything like this.
It's a lot of money to be made in Miami.
And that's,
It's a lot of dirty money in Miami. It's a lot of dirty money in Miami. That's what I'm going to say. It's a lot of mess to get into. Especially being young, females, attractive, college. It's a lot. So I tried stripping for 2 months.
Word.
Shout out to the Lex. Rolex.
Shout out to Lex.
Yep.
Really?
I tried. It was actually off of a dare. It was off of a dare.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
What, like?
I didn't even say this to my own podcast. So this is some exclusive.
Perfect show shit.
Exclusive tea right now because I didn't even say this to my own podcast. But yeah, it was off of a dare. My homegirl at the time, she was already working there, and she was like, "I dare y'all." Me and my old best friend from high school, one of my other best friends, not the one I do the podcast with, we went out there together, and she was like, "I dare you to just try it, amateur night." I was like, "Okay, let's try it." So we went to the little store, got our little stripper outfit, got our shoes, and we tried it.
Word. That takes
It takes a lot. I don't know. That's another thing I say about that being young and fearless.
Yeah. Naive.
Because, and you just like, I'm with it. Let's try it. Because 28-year-old me now is like, I can't believe you did that. And you don't even know how to dance. I can do nothing on the pole.
I heard that shit.
Nothing on the pole.
First off, I heard you gotta be strong as hell
You do.
Yeah.
I couldn't even get a lean up on that thing. Like, yeah. So, all my money was made, like lap dances and stuff like that.
Word. So you got, like, so would you, just on some money shit, morals aside, do you think stripping is worth like the income?
Not at the
from that one night?
Lex.
Okay.
Maybe like definitely maybe like Magic City and all of that. I think it's worth the money. I think that it just depends on what you have to do to get it. If you have to do anything outside of dancing, that's when the problem comes in. Because it's just certain things I'm not gonna do. Like I'm gonna go there just like a business, and I'm gonna get my money and I'm gonna leave. Now, don't ask me for no private parties. Don't ask me, for no extra stuff and no rooms. Don't ask me for none of that. It's not happening. But I know a lot of women who do, and they get a lot of money from private parties and all that extra stuff. But I think it just depends on where you're at, like where you're dancing at, and what you willing to do. I wasn't willing to do a lot.
I feel you.
So
I can only fathom what a strip club in Miami.
Yeah. Now
could ask of
imagine
you.
I was what? How old was I? I was 22, I think.
Is there an age limit for strip clubs?
18.
Okay, but that is so weird to me. It is not 21. That it's strange.
Yeah. So you can, to me, okay, think about it. I'm 22 years old. Like I said, I do not know how to dance. A lap dance was all I knew how to do. I didn't know how to do nothing on no main stage, none of that. So I'm a college student, freshman in college, and I'm going home in one night with $600. That was my first night. I'm like, shit, I'm going back tomorrow. I went back again. So I went back for like 2 months. So I'm like, but of course, we walking out with $600. The rest of the strippers like, bitch, that ain't shit. And we just as happy with our bag, going back to our dorm room, throwing our money on the bed, feeling like we done did something. But it just depends on, I wouldn't do that now, of course. And of course, strippers who really know how to do something, they like $500-$600, and I'm like,
Right. But that's crazy. 'Cause that kind of money.
For a college student, that kind of money was everything.
Yeah.
We thought we was everything on campus.
Yeah, because that's like half a refund check.
Yeah, we was litty titty. But it was just one of those phases in college. I tried rapping in college.
Really?
Yeah, me and my friend was the City Girls before the City Girls.
I'm about to say, it's crazy. I can see you.
Yes, I got a whole little thing on YouTube. So I'm gonna play it for you after this.
Okay,
we ain't gonna play it on the podcast, but yeah.
I could definitely, I could see you being Glorilla before Glorilla.
Not Glorilla. I'm mad that's the one you had to choose.
Cause she's like, she's the new. I like her. I like Glorilla.
I like
her.
Glorilla too.
Yeah.
I like her. Shout out to Glorilla.
So being from Atlanta, she's from Atlanta, right?
Glorilla?
Yeah.
No, Glorilla is what, from Memphis?
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. She just gave me Atlanta vibes. But like
Memphis and Atlanta is, just one of those things. It's kinda,
Yeah, it's that southern.
Yeah. Cool. We just cool. The females in the South we just cool.
Yo, I agree with that because since I've moved, I mean, I came from North Carolina, but since I've moved here, like, I feel like basically all the southern, this is like the southern Mecca. Mm-hmm. And so I've seen a difference between southern women, West Coast women, up north women. Mm-hmm. Southern women, I feel like I love southern women because I feel like y'all just kind of get it. Like, and when I say it, I feel like y'all get the fact that like making someone feel a good way goes longer than damn, she looks good. Right. There's something about like, but it's crazy because Atlanta also has like,
it's so both, like, because it can be so materialistic and so whatever, but it can also be the same girl that can be super materialistic can also be super down to earth or super just I don't know. It depends too if you're dealing with somebody who's born and raised in Atlanta, because a lot of people are coming here that's not from here.
Sorry.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, and they just, so it's, don't get it confused by the people that have just been here for a few years. It's a difference between me and a female that has come here and they've been here for like 5 years. It's a difference because these are my streets.
Yeah.
These are my streets. Like any person that is from Atlanta, that is born and raised in Atlanta, we take pride in that. Like, these are my streets.
Oh yeah, y'all do.
Yeah, like, these are my streets. Like it's my side of town is my streets. I can go now to Ben Hill, Campbellton Road area, and go to the Texaco, and I can literally say what's up, and they know who I am, because that's where I grew up. Literally from that's where I grew up. So that's where I get my cigarillos from. That's where it's if somebody messing with me or something, they quick to come out the back. This is my town. So it's a difference in the way that I'm going to maneuver, because I don't need nothing from nobody that's coming to my town. This is my, if I got neighborhood people that I can grab from. I don't need nothing from nobody that you're coming here.
So how do you feel about the current, like, I don't want to say state, but state/perception of Atlanta? Because just being from like an outsider's perspective, even though I've been here almost 6 years, I feel like Atlanta right now to the outside world kind of has this, with the YSL thing, and just, I feel like break-ins have kind of gotten out to the world. The niggas be breaking
Atlanta
the cars
is
here.
not what it used to be, for sure.
So like, what did it used to be?
It used to be fun. It used to be neighborly. It used to be where, don't get me wrong, men have always been men. So there's always been violence. There's always been street gangs. There's always been all of that in Atlanta. The problem is, our men had more respect for, there were certain boundaries they not crossing. Ain't in the past, ain't no nigga running up and stabbing no pregnant woman, out of nowhere. Ain't no, nigga gonna shoot a female outside of a fucking bowling alley over a bowling ball. It was certain things that niggas had respect for, and they just weren't gonna do. Women and children were off limits. It was just certain things that just didn't happen. And I think even with the way that we are in the city and stuff, it just used to be where we didn't have to be so guarded. And now it's like, when you go, don't go to the gas. My mom now is telling me, don't go to the gas station after a certain time. I used to pull up to the gas station 2 a.m. What's up? But now you really do have to watch out for that stuff. Yeah. It's very different.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we used to have the drive-in movies. People used to be out at Starlight at the drive-in movie theater. You see 2 movies. So you go there at 9.
Off the east side? Moreland?
Mm-hmm. Okay. You go there at 9, you see that movie, you see the next movie at 11. And, it used to be Cascade Skating Rink. Every Sunday was college night. So we used to be at the skating rink. We trying to see who are there, who came this weekend. Skate Town Teen Club. Used to be lit, okay? We used to be in there like some doggone 25-year-olds cutting a rug, dancing. It used to be dancing. And even our men like to dance. So it used to be more it just used to be fun. And now it's so fugazi.
Do you think it's because, and I know Atlanta's always had like a big music scene, but I feel like, because when we were younger, like 2000, like that 2000s era, Atlanta was always to me like in my mind like the mecca of like music. Like you had New York and shit.
They bring their artists here to get big.
Yeah, and so that's I'm glad you said that. So like my question is, do you think Atlanta's almost a victim of his own success in a sense of like it's so popular, and this is like. Of course, it's crazy because Cali used to be like the place you go for music and movies and shit. And now
But it has
Atlanta
gotten
is
too expensive. So that's why people now start in Atlanta and then they go to California.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
do you think it's because of that like it's
That's
just
definitely part of the reason, because one thing about it is, like I said, a lot of artists and labels will bring their artists to Atlanta to really pop. And or people will move to Atlanta to get their music popping. And that just brings a lot of outside noise, that brings a lot of outside people. So yeah, that definitely, I think that has an effect. And I think the other thing that has an effect is Atlanta and Georgia period is now where a lot of movies and television shows are being filmed.
Yeah.
So that then brings again a lot of outsiders into our city. The more outsiders come and move into our city, the higher rent is gonna go. The higher, first of all, if you got a whole bunch of people coming out here from New York, which one year we had, the census was crazy. We had so many people from up north coming to Atlanta. If you're thinking about it and you're a building owner or a business owner and you're saying, I know that these people are used to paying $2, $3, $4,000 in rent. Hell yeah, I'm gonna raise it, because you're moving here. You need a place to stay. You used to paying those prices, so you're gonna pay them.
Yeah.
That's where it's coming from. That's why now our rent is so expensive and stuff, because people are raising the price because Atlanta's becoming popular. Why not? People need places to stay. So of course, money making thought is gonna be, well, I'm gonna raise it because they gotta have a place to stay.
True.
And you don't want to come out here and stay in the slums.
Fuck no. You
All
mentioned
right, so
Ben Hill.
yeah,
I
you
ain't
go-
trying to stay off Ben Hill. I'm
Yeah,
straight.
exactly. People, so you want to, and what we do is we grow from them places. Like I said, I grew up, Ben Hill area, Sandtown area, and where Westlake and stuff like that
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, my homies stay over there, yeah.
Yeah, and so, as we grow, we want to move towards, sometimes we want to move towards Midtown. I lived in Midtown and stuff, where we want to go to the, outskirts, things like that. But it's still a root connection to home. And when you go back to those places and stuff, it's like, it's so run down and stuff, and it could be so much better if people put their money back into that instead of putting their money into gentrification. And now you're building up communities for people that didn't grow up in that community.
I feel like you're talking about me. DJ, I see you in the background shaking your head. Fuck y'all. You were talking directly about me, but
not even.
But I can
but
feel
it's,
you though.
Yeah, but
I mean, I feel you. Though.
when I say you're building it for people not in that community, I'm talking about white people. I'm talking about people that can afford that did not put into this community.
The people who now can afford it. Damn,
Yeah.
that's deep.
And so it forces the people who have put blood, sweat, and tears into Atlanta, into rundown communities that they shouldn't have to be in. And then they don't get paid shit. So it's like, how are people still working off $15 an hour with 2 and 3 kids? How are you doing that? And you're expected to not get food stamps. You're expected to feel ashamed to get WIC. And why? Run me my shit. Run me my shit. Because if you're not going to do it in my paycheck, I'm going to need it in everything else. It just makes sense. Am I right or am I right?
No, I feel you. So to kind of wrap up, you've been in Atlanta 28 years. I love it here. I've been here 6 years. I love it. Don't know if I'd ever leave necessarily, but I love to. I'm going to speak it into existence. I want to live in Phoenix and Atlanta. Could you ever see yourself leaving?
I would always have a home in Atlanta. Okay. If I ever felt like I wanted to move, which I don't, honestly. Like I said, I've done some time in other places, but nothing is like Atlanta. Everywhere I go, nothing is still like Atlanta. Even when I was in Miami, I can't get with the fake. I can't get with everything is, it was very weird. like the communications and the interactions. Everybody had ulterior motives. Like my roots are in Atlanta, and I will always have a home in Atlanta because nowhere's like Atlanta. And I feel like for all the crazy shit that goes on in the world, I feel like Atlanta's a safe space. Like earthquakes, hurricanes, tornadoes, tsunamis. I remember we got an earthquake when I was in maybe like 5th grade or something like that. Damn. I slept through that whole shit. My mom woke me up and was like, "You didn't feel that?" Da-da-da. But other than that, like, what do we really get?
That is a valid point because when I first moved here, I didn't realize how, because I'm from North Carolina, so that's more like Northeast. Mm-hmm. So when I moved here, I realized that like 2 years, and I'm like, damn, it's so far in west, the hurricanes can't hit it because it's too far inland.
And it can get close. It's been plenty of times where it's gotten close. Yeah, but it's not enough to damage anything.
Yeah, it's like tropical storms. Mm-hmm. And no tornadoes. You don't get earthquakes. Mm-hmm. And one thing I love about Atlanta...
Only thing you got to worry about is guns. You really just got to worry about guns.
Gunfire raining. Yeah, in Buckhead. Yeah,
exactly.
Because one thing I love about Atlanta, like, I think it's so wild that you can have like the city, but you can drive literally 25 minutes up 75, be at the mountains. You can take a river. There's a river going through the middle of the city. Mm-hmm. And then you also have, I looked this up. Atlanta has more trees per capita than any large like U.S. state. State and city. And so I'm like, bro, this is like, I look around like, this is a rainforest. Basically.
In some spots, in some areas, yeah.
It's like, this is heaven. It's like, you got this forest with a river running through the middle of it, surrounded by mountains. Mm-hmm. It's like, I love it here.
Yeah, it's so much to, you kind of can get the best of both worlds. And you're close to stuff, it's some things that you can drive to, like some cool places that you can drive to that are not too far. It's just a great place. I feel like it's a great place for Black people. It's a great place for Black people. If you want to achieve your dreams and you really want to try some shit, Atlanta's a great place to just try some shit.
I agree. Yeah. I agree. Wholeheartedly. Yeah.
It's it. Because, I mean, people not going to California to get famous. People are going to California once they already are famous.
Yes. You move to LA once you get rich.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get famous here, get rich here, then go to Cali.
Exactly.
Valid.
Exactly. And at this day and age, who wants to do that? That's why it's a lot of celebrities and stuff that live in Atlanta. It's a lot of celebrities in Atlanta.
It's crazy how many, like you said,
or just earlier. Georgia, period, because a lot of them are in Atlanta. Well, yeah, not Atlanta.
Yeah, McDonald's.
Not Atlanta, but Georgia.
McDonald's. Yeah, because there is a difference between Atlanta. That's something I learned early. There's a huge difference.
And see, I'm from Atlanta. Like my zip code, my city and state is Atlanta, Georgia, 30331. That was my thing.
Put on.
So, don't try it.
Yo, this is good.
This was great. And you have to come on my podcast.
Yeah.
Because we're having a men versus women debate.
Word. Okay.
And it gets rough.
Okay.
I'm going to let you know now.
What's the premise of it?
It's just a lot of good questions that people are just going back and forth. Like the last one we had, it was almost a fight in there. Like it was really passionate arguments because, men were actually really feeling strongly about, their stance. And, sometimes we just don't understand each other. So sometimes the conversations can get heated, but they're great conversations. They're necessary conversations because I feel I feel like it's a lot of like misunderstandings between men and women. And if there was just an open conversation and we actually used what we talked about in our daily lives, we would have so much, of a better relationship with between men and women. Agreed.
And especially between Black men and women, because I see so much convo on the internet. And it's crazy because I don't experience it, but I really see that there are some groups of Black men and women that just ain't getting along out here. And But like you said, most 99% of it stems from just lack of communication.
Yeah,
lack
and
of
ignorance.
wanting. Yeah, ignorance and a willing
ego.
ignorance. Yeah, and because ego leads to a willing ignorance.
Yeah.
It's this is why I'm glad we could do this.
Yeah.
You know, like this is great.
Podcasting is important because it gives you a like look into somebody's mind. Because you can talk about anything. Like I said, I never told, my followers and stuff that I stripped for 2 months. Here you go. Don't DM me and don't ask me no extra questions about it because this is all I'm telling you.
You know niggas are coming.
Because I already know people gonna ask me questions. Don't ask me no questions. This is all you get from me.
I know how y'all niggas are.
Enjoy it because that's it. And no, I was not good at it, so don't even get excited. I sucked.
Yo, any parting words?
Parting words, just keep doing this. You're doing great.
This for me. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I be seeing the views and the listens and stuff. You're doing great. And I think it's important, especially as a Black man, to get your thoughts and your opinions out there and give other people the opportunity to get their thoughts and opinions out. And that's it. Just keep going.
Wow, a real one. I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, keep going. Don't let nobody mess up your gist. On the days when you don't feel like doing it, still do it. Because that might be the day where somebody looks at it and they're like, oh, who's this guy?
Damn.
Yeah, it happens. Ooh, trust me, it happens.
Damn.
It happens. I've definitely had some opportunities where I was not in the mood. And somebody has come and said, you're interesting. Who are you? And I didn't know who they were. So I still kind of had that mood. I just wasn't in a good mood.
Yeah.
And you never know who you're talking to, especially in Atlanta. You never know who you're talking to. And they might be an executive producer. They might be, you just never know. And you might be messing up a blessing.
Damn. This feel like one of them Steve Harvey send-offs.
For real.
Yeah. Damn, that's real.
Don't miss your blessings. Chasing the mess.
Man, let me follow up with that. Try. Shit. Like you said, I hope you keep doing what you love.
I am.
Because you like, it's shit like that. Like seeing you start 2 years ago, that like really inspired me. You know what I'm saying? Because I've always like I said, I had this sports radio show in Charlotte, but then like soon as I started getting that going, that's when I moved to Atlanta. Mm-hmm. And so I remember during the pandemic, I used to make like my little show with the animated stuff, but like podcasting is something where, I'm a former history teacher, and I know like subconsciously like the impact of like sharing your thoughts and stuff, but it takes courage to like put your stuff out there, and especially in today's world where people look to criticize it.
Yes, and everybody is so sensitive. It's so sensitive. I already know. Even with the stripping thing, it's going to be some people in my, I can't believe you said that. Family members who going to be like, you did what? It's going to be backlash. But I feel like it's important to tell your real story because there's other people that are going through it, going to go through it, who need to hear it. And you never know who's listening. And I guarantee you somebody is listening. Somebody wrote in on our podcast and said that they really enjoyed the episode and they just needed to hear that while they were riding in the car. You just never know who's listening. So it's important to just move with intent, purpose, and make sure you're staying true to what you're doing. Because if you care about it, you believe in it, and you think it, I guarantee you somebody else does too.
Yo, okay. That was good. We should do this again.
We should. Yeah, we definitely have to.
Man, yo, this is the perfect show. Rave. This won't be the last time y'all see her. This is great, yo.
Perfect show.
Catch you on the flip. Yo, that was great. Wow.
I know. Usually you do a whole bunch of talking in your things, and my thighs are sweating. This chair gonna be super wet, and I hope I lost some weight on these thighs while I was sitting there. For real, because as much as they were sweating, I should have lost me about 10 pounds. But yes, we have to do it again. But yes, you usually be talking all on your things, and you are so stuck.